It was in 1954, just less than a decade after the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. The first Godzilla film was very serious in tone, and Godzilla himself was a symbol of nuclear destruction. After all, this is a movie made by people who actually experienced such a threat firsthand. The suggested origin of Godzilla is that he was created from nuclear radiation. His species has been debated for years, but most agree that he is a cross between a Tyrannosaurus rex and a Stegosaurus because of the dorsal spines on his back. As for the name, in Japan he's called Godzilla, which is a combination of the Japanese words gorilla and whale. Gorilla and whale, huh? Well, that's kind of different than a T-Rex and Stegosaur. Well, what were they, tripping on acid? But no, the real reason he got his name was because there was a big tough guy working at the studio and his nickname was Godzilla. So producer Tomoyuki Tanaki decided to use the name. So how would you feel if a giant fire-breathing monster was named after you? I don't know, but I think it'd be pretty awesome. Now, it's probably no mystery that this monster is a guy in a rubber suit, but what most people don't know is how horrible and infamous it was to be the guy inside. First of all, you couldn't see anything. Second, it was hard to move, and so hot inside that the actor actually passed out. Now, about Godzilla's trademark roar, you'd never guess. It was the sound of a leather glove being rubbed against a stringed instrument, a bass of some sort, I think. So overall, this is a pretty good monster movie. Godzilla looks scary in black and white, and the music and gritty cinematography create a foreboding mood. Shots of people crushed under rubble and dying in the hospital are real disturbing, and the choir of girls singing in despair kind of bothers me. They don't treat it like a B-movie, they treat it like it's a real disaster. Now, because Americans tend to dislike foreign films, when it came out here in the US, they chopped the movie down and filmed new scenes with Steve Martin. No, not that Steve Martin, but a character, a journalist named Steve Martin, played by Raymond Burr. Burr had recently played a villain in Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window and would later be famous as Perry Mason. Now, he does a good job in this flick, but the way they use him is to have him narrate over most of the film, describing what's happening.
I can hardly believe what has just happened. Now it seems Tokyo has no defense.
It just seems like an obvious attempt to digest it all for us dumbass American audiences. Now, I could probably talk about this movie for another hour, but we got 28 more to go, so it's time to move on. In the words of Joe Bob, 4 stars, check it out.